We want to introduce you to one of our most favorite cows in the pasture. Her name's Penny Rose. That's not her registered name, but it was our daughter's very first heifer, and she wanted to give her her own name, so she named her Penny Rose. And we were really just out to find a really chill, easy to work with heifer for her first year, and we didn't pay a whole lot of money for her, but what we got was this amazing heifer that went all over the place and won and gave her this outstanding experience for her first year. You can tell she's one of our show calves. She still lets us come up and pet her and give her scratches. She doesn't run off from us whenever we come up to her. She is just such a cool cow. We actually surprised Lily. She thought we were taking the trailer to get fixed, but we were actually going to get her very first show heifer. You can see how excited she is. We took her up to Curry Herefords, and she was right there waiting on her, and Lily was so pumped. She had been showing pigs for a couple of years, and she could not wait to switch over to heifers with her brother and start showing heifers with him. She just really wasn't about the pig game. So this is Penny. When we very first showed up to get her, Lily immediately was able to pedal over her, work with her. Like I said, she was just such a cool personality. She was so chill and the absolute perfect first heifer for this little girl. She just, from day one, was dog gentle. She really was like a big puppy dog. It was adorable to see Lily with her. Of course, we immediately started working with her, got her home, started brushing on her, doing all the things we do at home, working on hair. We got her in April and started showing her just shortly after that. Like I said, we were so taken aback by how amazing she did in the show ring. We automatically started winning. You can see the blue ribbon hanging out of her jeans pocket. We just took her in the ring, and she was so sound and so awesome. And of course, Big Brother was right there for the whole thing, instructing and helping and cheering his little sister on as she showed this really awesome first heifer of hers. She won some major showmanship awards with Penny. She has some banners all over the house and plaques and hardware that she won. And we kept telling her, like, listen, this is not always how it is, sister. You've got to know that, like, you're starting out your first year like on top of the mountain, and there are going to be some valleys. And actually she learned that really quickly with her next heifer. She didn't do nearly as well as she had with Penny, and got knocked off our pedestal just a little bit. We kind of felt like maybe she needed to be, though, but it was such a fun year with her. This was another showmanship day where she won showmanship with Penny, and she really started off kind of like a little rock star in the showmanship ring, and it was just a lot of fun. And her brother wasn't having the greatest year ever, but it was so cool to see how much he just cheered his little sister on, no matter what he was doing in the show ring. This is how she announced that her heifer was pregnant. She has an extra halter hanging down there underneath her. If you can see that, that was how she wanted to announce that Penny was going to have a baby. We had her preg checked, and she was safe in calf, so that means she was going to have a baby soon. And we were all so excited. Of course, we were hoping for a heifer because, we were thinking, well, maybe we could show her baby and, have another awesome run with her. You can tell how chill Penny was. You can barely see her little girl laying there under Penny's head. They were absolutely the best of friends. There we are towards the end of Penny's show career. Her back started breaking down a little bit at the end because she was heavy bred, but she still was awesome. We still had a great time with her, even all the way up until the end. You're going to see another picture, and I want you to remember this picture of our youngest hugged up with her calf, and because you're going to see a very similar picture here in a little bit. But anyway, Penny was really big, and that's an issue sometimes with our show heifers. We push them pretty hard, but here she is laboring pretty hard, and Lil was so beside herself. She started having trouble delivering, and we really were afraid that her calf was not going to make it. Lil ended up going in the barn and just praying. And we had to go in and talk to her. And this is just farm life, y'all. We had to go in and say, listen, there's a a possibility this calf is not going to be born alive, Lil. You have to be prepared for that. So she went in the barn and prayed and prayed. I know it might sound silly to pray for a calf, but she was praying her little heart out for this calf. We had to call the vet out. We had to get the come along. We had to pull him. And honestly, that's all of us, sitting there watching. And we really did think that her calf was not alive, the way he was kind of acting right out of the chute. Just for a nice little cattle pun there. But he made it. And his dad's name was Bean, and our niece showed that bull. And he was born on Halloween. He was born October 31st. So Lily decided to name him Jack, sort of as a play on Jack and the Beanstalk, because his dad's name was Bean, and jack-o'-lantern. He looks just like his mom. Oh my gosh, his markings were just like his mom. We convinced Dad to let us show a bull. He was totally against it, but this was Jack's first show. You can tell he's kind of digging his heels in, but his personality was so much like his mom, so cute. And this was our first time to show a calf that we actually raised. That was one of ours, and we had the most fun showing Jack. We didn't get to show him for very long, and we didn't get to keep him because he was really closely related to so many of the calves in our herd that we weren't able to keep him for very long. But we got to show him, and he did really well. He won some banners himself, some hardware. We took him to Hereford Junior Nationals, and he was really young still. But that's him at Hereford Junior Nationals. He won second place in his class. That's a tough competition up there. And we were really ecstatic at how well he did up at Junior Nationals. And at the fair here was our last time to show him, and we were so sad. I fell in love with him. This is the picture of Lil hugging up to him the same way she did her mom. The picture's almost identical. I've always thought that picture was so cool. But we did have to sell him, and we ended up finding a family in Florida who wanted to buy him, and they came up and actually bought Jack to continue showing him. I was so excited to know that he was going to keep showing. There's me and Jack. My kids say he was my favorite kid because I was kind of obsessed with him. I still am. I miss him so much. Anyway, Jack was my boy, but this is the girl that we sold him to. She was starting a Hereford herd. And so the coolest part about it is we've kept in touch, and they've kept showing us pictures of how Jack's done in the show ring. This was him as a full-grown boy in Florida. And anyway, it's just such a special story about, Lil's first heifer, and the connections that are made through this business are so cool. And there's big full-grown Jack. We still get updates on him, and have made some friends in Florida. So very cool story for us, and she'll always be one of our favorite cows.